A Montgomery County man is finally getting closure after he was convicted of a crime he didn't commit. Closure in the amount of nearly $500,000.
10 News reporter Sydney Jackstimer shares the latest development.
David Kingrea received over $55,000 last year from the Commonwealth for the time he spent in jail in 2014 for a crime he didn't commit. But that's not where David's story ends. There was more money to come for the 8 years David wrongfully spent on the Sex Offender Registry.
Being on the registry itself has been it's been a death sentence.
During his time on the registry, David was barred from parts of his son Dylan's life. He couldn't visit Dylan at school, take him to the playground, or even be a part of parent-teacher conferences. David will receive over $400,000 from the Commonwealth for his time on the Sex Offender Registry.
Did you ever think you would get this kind of lump sum of money? I mean, obviously this is for an injustice in your life, but you know, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's $500 million. That's so. Yeah, it's no amount of money can ever pay for time. Time is so precious. And that's a fact. It can buy a lot of things. It can't buy that, but it can make things right for tomorrow.
David plans to spend the money helping Dylan. Dylan has autism and cerebral palsy, making him nonverbal. He needs around-the-clock care.
It means even so much with having my son Dylan, just be able to get him what he needs. Yeah, it is. That's what I live for. And, fellas, I love it. What? And it's been hard.
For the relief of David Wayne Kingrea related to compensation for wrongful incarceration, Sex Offender Registry.
The money comes from a bill unanimously approved by the General Assembly.
For emphasis, a person who is found not to have committed the crime, but is mistakenly included on the sexual offender registry, that has enormous implications for someone trying to live in our world today.
The University of Virginia's Innocence Project has worked to reform the way people like David receive money for the time they unjustifiably spent in prison or on the sex offender list.
It's impossible to put a value on a person's life and the time that they spend behind bars. We've previously advocated for different amounts, and I don't know that I'll ever think a dollar amount is satisfactory.
This has been over a decade of being accused, wrongfully convicted, serving time in jail, being on that registry wrongfully, to then getting compensation last year, and now getting even more compensation this year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a wrong has been righted?
When the money hits the account, finally, that will erase it all. It will. That will be the resolve, because I'll actually be able to move forward.
Reporting, I'm Sydney Jackstimer, 10 News, working for you.